Yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to London Boy Podcast. It's your boy Vinny, back with another episode with David. David, what you saying, bro?
Hey man, what's up?
All good, bro. Just gonna keep it consistent and all that kind of stuff. And you excited about the topic for today?
I'm more than excited.
Yeah? Yeah, you sound pretty excited. So, topic of today goes a little something like the importance of staying true to yourself. What does staying true to yourself mean to you, David?
Staying true to yourself is when you're able to realize that you're truly worth something to someone.
Not to someone, to yourself, bro.
Okay, not even to someone, to yourself. That's what I meant, sorry. Yeah, you're truly worth something. You're able to love yourself. And if someone can't accept you for that reason, for how much you're worth, then so be it. They can go do their own thing, you know?
Yeah.
You've got to love yourself, and you shouldn't alter your ways just because someone doesn't like them, you know? Obviously, some people have bad habits and stuff like that. I'm not talking about bad habits.
You're talking about don't change who you are.
Yeah, I'm saying about who you are as a person, who you identify as, your name, your belief, your culture. You shouldn't change anything about that. You should just accept it as who you are as a person, you know?
So you're saying you're looking at it a bit from like a relationship standpoint. And you're looking at it from a way of like, listen, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change my name. I'm not going to change my religion. I'm not going to change anything. This is me. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about a subject mainly sort of that I can sort of relate to. Yeah, I've had relationships in the past, and my last relationship was with someone that I loved very deeply. And I did many things for. And I know people out there can sort of relate to this as well. There's probably loads of people that can relate to this. I love this girl so much that I was going to change this and that about me. I made sure that she was always happy, or tried to. And I had an idea in my head of sort of like what we're going to be doing in the future.
Yeah.
And I dedicated my time and effort to this girl. I was learning a completely new religion. I was dedicating money to her. Well, not to her physically, but to sort of like our future relationship.
Yeah.
And I was doing so much for this relationship that in reality I got kind of sort of blindsided in a way, you know. I wasn't really looking at saying, okay, why am I doing this for this girl? Why isn't she accepting me as who I am, you know? And if her family doesn't like me for the way I am, then so be it, you know?
So from what you're saying, you're basically saying that you spent so much time and effort trying to win the approval of that person and that person's family that you kind of lost track of who you was. And in a way, you sort of forgot about who you really were and where you came from.
Yeah, I got lost. I got sidetracked, really. I didn't know who I was, really. Uh,
Yeah.
she wanted me to be a certain type of way, and it was kind of hurtful in a way that she wanted me to be this type of way when she could have really just loved me for who I was.
So she basically
And
said, "You're not good enough. If you want to be with me, you have to change who you are." Is that what she said, basically?
okay, not physically said it like that, but
She might as well have said it like that.
Implemented it like that, yeah.
She implied it, yeah.
Implied it. She did love me for who I was, right? But she was mainly worried about her family accepting me for who I was. So it kind of made it difficult for me. And I thought, you know what? Let me try and be the best I can for her and her family.
Yeah.
And it made me realize at the time that I was just, I should, her family should accept me for who I am, you know?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to alter myself.
Yeah, why should you alter yourself? Like, who the fuck are they, bruv? You know?
Yeah, so I loved her very much, and that's, well, I have respect for her and that. But yeah, it made me realize, like, oh my gosh, look what I was doing. Now I've got my own stuff going on, and a large majority of 2020, I was just sort of realizing like the mistakes that I was doing. And at the end of 2020 and sort of like the beginning of this year, the last time I spoke with her was at the beginning of this year. It has confirmed everything that I was thinking about in 2020, all in one go. And I just thought, you know what? This is a great time to improve myself, improve who I am. And yeah, I did get hurt. But the thing is, I'm over it, you know? So
that's good, man.
I don't know if anyone else has a sort of a similar problem or similar sort of situation. And if you do, then please comment in the comment section below if you're comfortable sharing. You can DM London Boy Podcast on Instagram, and yeah, we'll listen to your stories, your issues, and how to sort of help you in a way, you know. So
yeah, but honestly, that story you mentioned, yeah, it's people. That's not fiction. There was literally points in time when you was going through that. And I was talking to you, and yeah, like, you just didn't seem like yourself, man.
Yeah, I didn't seem like myself, and I had you, I had Andre. These two people in my life, I'd say, is the closest to me, and both of you are saying, "Don't do this, don't do that," and I wasn't really listening to you guys at the time. I thought, oh, everything could get better, like things will improve. I was deluded, you know, I was blindsided, I was delusional. I was deep in love still, and I should have woke up a little bit, you know. I should have said like, oh, okay, this is what this girl's really doing to me. This is how she wanted me to be. But I cannot be that, you know. So
yeah, you were stuck in your 1 year subscription of Disney Plus, basically.
If you want to say it that way, yeah. I was in a little Disney film at the time.
Disney movie, bro. But yeah, trust me, your partners, people you're with, that can honestly make a major influence and a difference to your personality. You've definitely been through it. I don't know if I changed for a partner, because I've noticed that when I was with that partner, I might have had more on my mind, but I never really changed who I was. You know, I was more busy, innit? I was more busy, and I was more stressed out. But I
I
never
would say
really
you did.
changed my character, bro.
Well, I did say you would change your character. Like you may not have realized it, but it made you
Yeah.
stronger as a person.
Now that I'm free, like the chains have been cut loose and all that sort of stuff. I've had a lot more time to be self-aware and, focus on my stuff and become a better version of me, become a stronger version of me. But I just feel like when I was with the partner, the ex, the ex missus, my mind was more focused on making that person happy, and I made that person the center of my happiness. And I feel
That's
like that's
exactly the same what I did as well. Yeah.
but apart from changing my culture and shit, no, that never that. But yeah, I made that person the center of my happiness, and yeah, bro, I just feel like anyone that's got a partner and all of their happiness is in that partner. Pause. Yeah, you're doing it wrong, mate. I feel like you should have your own stuff going that makes you happy, your own sort of vision, your own sort of goals, and that partner is just a bonus. And by bonus, I mean they're sort of sharing it with you. Like you're good with that person, but you're also good without that person. If that makes sense. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's
they've got their own stuff going on. You've got your own stuff going on.
exactly. They've got their own stuff.
You both like each other. You both have time for each other, but you both got each other's things going on. So
Yeah, it shouldn't be all end all. It should be, yeah, I'm calm, you're calm. Let's be calm together. And even if we're not calm together, I'm calm. I'm calm on my ones, innit? I'm calm on my own. I feel like that's what like self respect and self love is all about, man.
I remember when I was first dating my ex, right? And I was working. I think I was just finishing uni actually, and I was working and doing this and that, and actually no, I was in last year of uni. I was still finishing off my uni, and then I finished uni, spent time with her. It was pure bliss, right? And she was doing her stuff, I was doing my stuff.
Yeah.
And then once it got deep into the relationship, we both sort of said, okay, like, what's the next step from here? And she said, like, oh, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. And that's where kind of sort of where I should have really started to realize, okay, this is not going to work because I don't want to change who I was. I thought, and I was like, you know what? At the time, I was like, let me sacrifice and do this change because I love this person and I thought she's going to be the one and only.
You were fucking up, boy.
Yeah, I was.
Fucking up.
And I just thought, yeah, she's the one and only. Let me change. And that's where I fucked up. And I felt like I shouldn't have carried on the relationship at that point.
Do you feel comfortable sharing what she told you to change?
Yeah, so religious change, like she wanted me to practice Islam and stuff like that. It wasn't. It's not a big deal for me because a religion is just a religion, and some people are like, oh, it's the be or end all thing, but religion, I don't really care about that stuff. And it's quite nice to learn about a different religion and sort of the similarities to sort of like how I was brought up as a Christian. And yeah, it was nice to learn, but again, I was changing myself for someone who, okay, she loved me and I loved her, but you shouldn't change who you are. You shouldn't change your identity. You shouldn't change your culture, religion, whatever.
100%. Mate, I don't know if you're right with me sharing this, bro, but I've got a memory of I remember calling you up, yeah. And I just said to you, I was like, yeah, listen, what's going on? What you up to? and then you was like, oh yeah, I'm just learning the Quran.
Yeah.
And I just thinking to myself, like, has this guy lost the plot, bruv?
Mm.
Not the fact that you was learning the Quran, but the fact that you was actually willing to change your religion, like, for that person,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, like, to be honest, like, the religious side of stuff, like, I don't really care about, to be honest. But it's the moral thing, you know, like, it's the moral of you changing your identity just to fit in with a certain type of people. Even if you're in a relationship and you really love that person, you shouldn't change to fit into a certain group, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I can say this online, but, you know, the whole coconut metaphor, you know, like when you have someone that's sort of
The
less,
fruit, yeah, coconut.
yeah, so there's a saying, so when someone's sort of black on the outside, but in reality, if you look deep in them, they have no culture of where their ancestry or their heritage come from. So they're sort of deluded. They're just gotten, it's white basically inside, you know. I don't mean like race and color and stuff like that, but it literally means like that person's been unculturified, you know. They've changed their ways.
Really, I didn't know that. What is it? A bit like a bounty bar?
You know what? I've never ate a bounty bar first, but like an actual coconut is brown on the outside and then sort of white on the inside. It's losing your identity, you know.
Oh, so I've never had that before, bruv.
Yeah, so it's.
So you felt like you was a coconut, basically.
I didn't feel like I was a coconut. I felt like I was changing my fucking identity, so I wasn't gonna be a coconut. I was changing myself to look like a fucking walnut. You know, it's hard to do. Like you can't do that really. So like,
no, but tell the listeners where you come from, like your culture.
So my mum's side is just sort of like white, French, European, and that, and then my dad's side is sort of like from the Caribbean. Obviously.
All right, cool. So your grandparents, I'm assuming they came to this country, and they sort of built a foundation for you, raised your parents and that. And then your parents, they took huge times of their life out in parenthoods, raising you, teaching you all these values, teaching you all these beliefs. And then some woman comes along, yeah, from wherever, she could be from anywhere, from some next place, anywhere. And she's saying to you, oh, I love you, but if you love me, you have to change everything your parents taught you and then change it to what I believe in so that you can get accepted. Bro, I'll tell her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, for me, I really count. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I count myself as British through and through. I don't really count myself as anything else. I don't really count myself as being from the Caribbean. I don't really count myself as like my mum's side, knowing any French. I don't really know that much.
Yeah, because you was born here, mate. You was born here.
Yeah, if I stayed in London a little bit more, I probably would have had a bit more of a fucking accent in it. But like,
yeah, blood.
Shut up. But yeah, no, I accept different like people and different cultures, and everyone's got their own way of doing stuff. Yeah, and I really think of a positive way of sort of everyone included, you know, like all the sort of like diversity and mixing and stuff like that. Because in reality, no one's really fucking pure whatever, you know. You're always going to get sort of a mixing of culture and that. But when you're asking someone to completely change their way of who they are and how they was brought up as a person, yeah, that's kind of a bit messed up. I don't mind mixing it together. So, for example, let's say
So like,
me
you're
and her
basically
was,
you're saying you're doing your thing and you're embracing her thing, is what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like, so like, her culture and my culture mixing together and learning to be together, and then whatever, that's fine.
But that's the thing,
Like,
though. Like, we live in a multicultural place here, multicultural country. So the same way you accept them, what they're about and what they do and who they are, is the same way they should accept you and what you're about and where you're from.
yeah.
It's
So
not.
like,
Why should it be a double standard of, yeah, I'm gonna change my religion to make her happy and make her family? No, it shouldn't be about that shit, man.
yeah. So like, my family totally understood sort of like her culture and values and stuff like that, and sort of accepted her and said she's more than welcome to be with me and whatever, and be with, like, see my family and that. And my family are cool with it, they don't mind it. But her side of the family, I guess, didn't really accept it. I remember her brother was okay with it, but
Yeah.
she was worried about what the mum would think and stuff like that. And I feel like people just need to learn how to forget about cultures and traditions and religions,
And look at the person.
And look at the person of who they are,
Yeah.
But there was some other stuff why we broke up. Yeah, there was some other things that were going on and sort of caused the breakup. But that was the main sort of reason, in a way, That's the main sort of breakup.
Alright, boom, yeah. Fast forward to now. How are you operating now? Are you focusing on how am I going to make my next girlfriend happy? Or are you focusing on how you're going to make yourself happy?
Well, I think you already know the answer. I'm just focusing on how to make myself happy. And it's the same for anyone else that's listening, If anyone's asking you to change who you are as a person or making you try and fit into a certain category, then say, no, I'm this name, blah, blah, blah. This is who I am. If you don't like me, then whatever, you got to accept it,
And I feel like that transcends, that goes past relationships, man. And girlfriend, boyfriend. And that can be with friends, that can be in a workplace, because you know how people tend to sort of change up around other people, man.
Yeah, it's a bit of segregation, like.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to be open, like, I don't give a fuck about this. But some people call me fucking weird, yeah? Like, I don't mind being classed as weird because, like, they didn't understand how I was as a person.
Yeah.
And the people that I fuck with know how I am as a person. So, like, yeah, I've had people class me as weird, crazy, whatever, like some people laugh at you for doing something. But yeah, like, just go and do it, don't worry about those people thinking it's untraditional to go and do that thing. Just do it. It's your life. And if people can't accept you for who you are, then that's their problems.
Then that means they're not real, bro.
Yeah, they're not real. Yeah, so, yeah, relationships. What's the original question?
The importance of staying true to yourself and having that self-love.
So yeah, I've learned how to self-love. I've got my own stuff going on, and when it comes to self-relationships, yeah, there's one or two girls out there that I like. They're probably going to hear this and they already know who they are, yeah? But what I respect about them is that they've got their own stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I want them to keep going on and doing their own stuff, and they've got their own culture, they've got their own traditions and whatever, yeah. And
Hmm.
I love learning new cultures and traditions, and I've shared some of mine as well. So yeah, those people that know who they are, then yeah.
Yeah. Big up.
But
Big up. Hmm.
big up, yeah. I just I want to do my own thing, and I'm proud of myself for doing that own thing, and hopefully it goes and be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can find someone that's doing that own thing as well and successful at that too, and we both like each other and we can both merge together, then why not? You know, that's a healthy relationship in my
So
book. You
yeah,
know,
you do your own thing. They do their own thing. You ain't got to change each other. You build each other up, not change each other. Basically.
yeah, we build each other up. You know, um, it's like having two buildings, right?
Mm.
You can have the first building go knock down the second building and start it all fresh how they want it to be built, yeah.
Mm.
Or what you can do is get both buildings and extend them or join them together and make it into one big building.
Exactly.
So yeah, I know that metaphor's kind of a bit strange, but that's what I just thought of right now. But yeah, like if someone can build a relationship with me and they've got their own stuff going on, then I'm happy, you know?
100. So
Yeah.
yeah, to sort of tie things up a bit before we go on a bit too long. I just feel like, in conclusion, everyone needs to love themselves for who they are. Like, I don't care if you don't believe in God and whatnot, but you was made an individual. God made you perfect. God made you an individual. So you and your parents spent time raising you as well a certain way, and all that sort of stuff. You know, you went to school, you went through all of these life experiences. So I'm guessing most people right now are at a point in their life where they know who they are in their life and what they're about. So yeah, don't let anybody make you feel inferior. Don't let anybody tell you you're not good enough. You have to change this. You have to change that. Unless it's friends that give you advice on something, you know, like constructive criticism. But if they say to you, "Oh no, you got to change who you are. You got to change your name. You got to change this. You got. I don't want you. You know them relationships there that are like, oh, I don't want you seeing. I don't want you talking to your friends. I don't want you talking to your family. Like, bun all that shit, man, and just do
Yeah.
just do you, and fucking keep grinding, and don't let negative people make you into a bad person either. You know.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Very, very true. So
Um,
yeah, I think we can conclude keep doing you
hmm.
and don't let anyone stop you from doing you. So
Yeah, and just be yourself, and be yourself. Alright,
yeah,
people, thank you for tuning in for another episode of London Boy Podcast, the best podcast in London, in the UK, and in the world, you get me?